Hi, I'm Noelle Hyman with paperclipping.com, and we are in the Ranger booth, and we're here with Tim Holtz.
CHA2014.
Woo!
I have to do that, right?
Yeah,
That's
every
right.
year.
Every year we have to do that.
It'll be a new number every year.
That's
so
right.
exciting.
I know, as long as I remember it.
We're here before the show has started, as usual.
That's right.
But this is the first day. It has not.
You have. No,
Thank you.
The show hasn't even opened yet. Hasn't even officially started, but you're here.
This is the only way to get truly good video with Tim, because otherwise it's crazy.
That's right.
So, all right, Tim, we're going to see what's new at Ranger.
That's right. A lot of new stuff. So first off, we have some new kits in the alcohol ink line, and we haven't released new colors in alcohol inks for years. So we've got these two new kits, and you can see they're a much brighter, truer color, because the Adirondack line has always been more of an earth tone line. So we've introduced some really bold new colors, and you can also see that the packaging itself has been updated. So we've given it a nice fresh look. The nice thing about alcohol inks, of course, is their non-porous surface ability. So you can use them on metal and gloss paper and all of that. So the introduction of these brighter, bolder colors you can see here on the swatch is just really nice, because they're able to still complement the lighter colors and the earth tones that were in the palette. So I think people are going to be really excited just to have some new colors with their alcohol ink line.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah,
I was just using these in my last video.
Yeah, you can use them on so many things. I love it. So,
all right, what do we have over here?
The world of distress. That's right. All right. We like to do the little sachet, always cross. Okay, so the world of distress, what's great about it, there's a lot of new things in the world of distress. So I think the thing that's created the most buzz would be Distress Minis. Now, Distress Minis are a tiny little 1x1 stackable distress pad. And you would think, what do I need these ink pads for? Well, the nice thing is now you've got sets of inks that you can take to a class, to a crop, or you can just have them for a convenient way to just use a little bit of distress. New mini blending tool as well. So this is now a small round tool. It's about 1.25 inches in diameter. The nice thing about it, it's got the same blending foam that's interchangeable, but it's great to go through stencils, because now you don't get that line if you're pouncing ink or paint through a stencil. So it really makes it convenient, and of course it's sized to fit the Distress Mini pads.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Yeah, so now you've got a smaller blending tool. We also have Distress Paint. So we've introduced the remaining 13 colors of the Distress Paint line. So now we've got all of the colors that you would see in your inks and your stains. Now we have them in the paints. And that's really kind of complemented with some brighter colors like peacock feathers. It's a favorite of a lot of people, as well as some softer colors, worn lipstick and things like that. And what's nice about this was a product that we introduced for this year's Designer Challenge. You know, every year at CHA, we send products to a lot of different designers in the industry, and we challenge them to all work on the same surface and kind of see how they would use a product. So right behind Izzy, you'll see like there's a whole sampling of all those different Designer Challenge panels.
What I like about this is you get some totally different styles and types of artwork.
Yeah. And they were all given the same product. So same product, same base, and it's like, how would you use it?
The Distress Paint.
Yeah, Distress Paint. And they got to use anything else distressed, but Distress Paint was kind of the main ingredient.
Big thing. Okay, we're going to come back and do another video where we can actually take a look at these.
You guys do it. I love that. All right, so some other things that we've got, of course, in the Distress. I wanted to basically introduce some things that would, I think, create a little bit of excitement in products that people already have. So like the Distress Minis, if you have the Distress pads and you like them, the Minis are new and exciting. If you use the blending tool all the time but you're wanting on smaller surfaces, the mini blending tool is cool. So same thing with the Distress Marker Spritzer. Now this is a tool that I did not invent. It's been in the stamping industry for, gosh, probably 15 years or so, but it's never been mainstream. It's always been like a friend of a friend got it at a stamp show from somebody that they don't know, and it's never been available. So we did a few little modifications to the tool, and what this does is this will take any type of marker, whether it's a water-based marker, a paint marker, even alcohol markers like Copics, and it will turn it into basically a handheld airbrush, so you can spritz it on.
Okay, so it's the Distress Marker Spritzer for any kind of marker, or
any kind of marker. Any kind of marker that fits in. I'll show you. We'll walk over here.
We're going to get a demo.
Demo. Da-da-da, demo time. Okay.
All right, let's see.
All right, so basically, so this is the tool, right? This is the spritzer. So when you go to work with it, I can take a marker, and I'm just going to work with a brush tip marker. It's got this channel here that allows you to insert a marker. So what you're going to do is there's a flat surface, and the marker tip rests on that flat surface. And you want to make that marker tip go just past the air opening. Okay, that's what's going to be really interesting. So you can still adjust this, but you want to sit it right on there. Then there's a little screw here that you're just going to tighten down. And that's just going to hold the marker in place because you don't want it to fall out, right? Okay. Now, once you do that, this tool becomes the applicator, not the pen. So when you're pointing it on a surface, we want to make sure that it's the tool itself that's pointing down, not the marker like you'd want to do. There's an air intake in the back of this, which makes it really easy to use. And all you're going to do is give it quick bursts, Look at that.
Oh.
And I can create a variety of color combos just by taking that, lift it off. How simple.
So this is air bursting through and it's pushing the paint or the ink.
There's just air in here. There's nothing, it's just air. So what's great is like if you have other size markers, let's say you take your square Copics or even your paint pens or anything, this screw is removable, which allows you to remove this chamber. And this chamber is what's going to open that up for your bigger markers, your larger squares and paint pens, and same thing, the screw would go right back in. So it will adapt to really any marker that you have.
Because if it's a little smaller than that, the screw will hold it in.
That's right, right, because that's just a tension screw that's going to hold that in. So what's great about this, like here's a sample here where you can see you can layer colors, and you don't necessarily have to do this on white paper. You can do this over something you've already stamped, or maybe you did a sky scene and you just want to add a couple of little flecks or speckles. That's what's cool about the spritzing tool. It just creates that really great kind of speckly look on a project just using the palm of your hand.
So when we've got a lot of scrapbookers right now, we'll take mist and they'll just kind of splatter it. You could just do a light little bit and you'll get the little dots of the ink.
Because you can control it, right. I mean, and if you want intensity, I mean, by any means, this would never replace like a sprayable ink. You know, if you were going to spray all over a canvas or a journal, you wouldn't want to take your entire marker, right? But ironically, this doesn't use any more ink than if you were coloring with a marker. Oh, it seems like it because you're bursting all that air through, but it doesn't. So if I'm close to a surface, you'll see, if I burst that, I can get a lot of ink out.
Yeah, that looks cool.
You know, or I can just do smaller spritzes or big full spritzes, and that's all I'm doing is just blowing air right off of the tip.
That is cool. Okay, I'm going to try this.
Got to try it.
Do you
like microphone in
want
one
to hold
hand,
the microphone? I'm not really allowed to give that microphone away.
I know, and you can hold that kind of in the palm of your hand, and you want to do quick bursts of air. It's the burst that. There you go.
How fun! Okay.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, that is
cool.
really fun.
So really, any of the markers that you have, you now have a completely different way to use them.
That is cool.
That's what I like.
You get a totally different look from the markers.
To me, that's what I love. So those are some of the exciting things that we have at Ranger.
All right, thanks so much.
Thanks.
So you can get all this through Ranger, and of course, this is Tim Holtz. I'm Noelle Hyman with paperclipping.com.
That's right.